5, 4, 3.
Good morning, everybody. You guys know what time it is. It's Sunday. We are live. I'm Colin. This is Joe. We are your hosts. You're watching Well That Effing Figures. Today we have a special guest. If you guys are wrestling fans and in the wrestling community and you do not know who Fig Heel is, I don't know what you are doing and you need to rethink your strategy. This guy has one of the most amazing wrestling figure collections I've ever seen. So let's welcome him to the channel. How you guys doing?
How's it going, man? Thank you. It's a great intro. Great intro. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for giving us your time, man. I know you only got a half an hour. We're going to respect that, and we're going to make the most of it. And I guess we're going to jump right in. And, first of all, you went to WrestleMania. That must have been a hell of an experience. How was that?
Man. I mean, it was the show was great. Getting out of that arena and getting home was annoying, man. I actually left before the Sami Zayn match, like right before, because I was like, all right, like there's 84,000 people in here. What, 50,000 want to get an Uber? Like, I got to get out of here. So I left, and man, they like gridlocked that whole area of like outside the arena. Like, it's just blocked off, man. And like, it took me 2 hours and like 15 minutes to get an Uber.
Damn.
They kept canceling on me because they couldn't get to you know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just gonna the highest priced Uber, I'll take it. And sure enough, they came, right? Immediately. It was like $85 to go 3 miles, but it was worth it, man, because I just wanted to get home.
Yeah, that was
funny though.
I kind of strategy.
I use the same strategy. I usually leave like early from events just to try to beat everybody. I remember the last time I was at a Rage Against the Machine concert and I stayed for the whole thing. I was stuck, like you said, gridlocked for like 3 hours. Didn't make it home until like 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm. That's the worst part about going.
I just stayed for the final match because I still haven't seen that match. I still haven't watched it back, so I don't know what happened. I mean, I know the end result, but I don't know everything that happened in it. I should just stay for the match because I'm out there waiting like an idiot, and all these thousands and thousands of people start coming and waiting for Ubers with me. So I was like, I left for no reason, basically. But I mean, WrestleMania was great. I got to thank Mattel for that. Mattel put me up for that, so that was really cool. They put all the influencers. They had all the influencers out, and they got us all tickets to WrestleMania. And I don't even know if that's like public knowledge or if I'm supposed to say that, but Mattel was really, really good to us. We've done a lot for Mattel. And just out of because we respect the product, not because they ask us to do anything, and not because they ask us to promote or say certain things. Or I just love the Mattel product, and after all these years, they that was their thank you to us for So
by the looks of your collection, it looks like you keep them in business, at least help keep them in business.
Oh yeah, man! I definitely paid for that WrestleMania ticket.
A million times over. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't years of thousands of dollars, but
right.
It was still nice, It's nice to have. Johnny Knoxville was like right behind us.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of great guys, man. Me, Alex West, Bretto, MDT, the Running Pod, Fig Cave. There's a bunch of great guys. Really good time, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's really cool that Mattel did that. I mean, cool. I don't know if that's a common, like you said, I don't know if that's a common thing that these companies do, but
no, well, talking to John from Ringside, he was telling me, he was like, yeah, they don't do this. He was like, this is like an honor that they're, letting you guys in there. They don't ever do this. And from the looks of the place, I can tell that they really don't ever do that. Like the way that they had everything set up, that like it's their work, they're letting us into their actual workspace. And I was happy to do it, man. It was very, very cool. I mean, I made a video of everything, and they take you through the process of how they make the figures, like step by step. And it's like, it's way more than people think. You know what I mean? And I knew it was way more than people think, but yeah, man, it's a big process and it's an expensive process. And I think a lot of people don't think about that. I think a lot of people think when it comes to producing a toy, they just think about manufacturing costs and not everything else involved.
Right.
Yeah.
You never really think of the workers actually making them. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, see this Nitro Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's so quick to say, like, you know, like $400, it's not worth that. Well, it's like, all right, well, here's the thing, and oh, it's a crowdfund. We're paying for this to get made. It's like, no. Like, the production cost is obviously worked into that, but you have to also remember the whole life of this Nitro Arena. Mattel is paying somebody to oversee this production. So somebody is being paid a salary and taken away from other work that's going to make its way into retail to oversee this. So we have to, all right, how do we, you know, that's technically a loss because their eyes and their time is being taken away from, all right, elites that might be in stores, ultimates are going to be in stores. You know, like there's a lot of things that work into these things. It's crazy. It's a lot of stuff that you don't think about until it's like laid on the table for you.
Right.
And you know, not only that, but like, you know, where else are you going to get that from? You know, there's got to be like an inclusivity thing. You know, like you're ever going to see that again? Probably not. So, I mean, I mean, you get where I'm going with that, but
well, I mean, I keep telling people like, you know, with this Nitro Arena, everybody's focused on the figures, right? Like, obviously, we love figures, right? But I keep trying to tell people the star of the show here is the stage. Yes, we would probably get those figures down the line. This is not about the figures. The figures are an added bonus. The main thing here is the stage. We're never getting that new Gen Arena again. Like that stage, that's it. But those rings are going to be reused. We'll get different rings and stuff. But these stages, this is not going to be at Walmart. This is not going to be at Ringside. It's just not going to happen. It's like either it happens now or it doesn't. And I mean, it's up to the people, you know. I backed it, but I think it's going to see a big surge at the end. I am not sure that we're going to hit 7K, 9K, 11K, but I do think that we'll hit that 5K mark. And if we don't, I think we're going to come close to it. But I mean, it is what it is, you know. It's at this point, it's in the people's hands. Like anytime that I post about it, it's not me telling you like, oh, you have to go back this. I'm just more so my posts are directed at the people who want to see this fail and are only focusing on where it is now. It's like where it is now does not matter. Just like in anything, like it's the end result that matters. Like just stick along for the ride.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, Duffman.
Yeah, I think like for me, I grew up in a time where the LJN ring was popular. I'm a little older.
Yeah.
But I love that ring. I had multiple because I kept cracking them because I was so rough on them playing with them. But for something like this, now for me, I still love wrestling. I just don't buy a whole lot of wrestling anymore. I buy the Ultimates maybe and things like that.
Yeah.
But space wise, I just don't have anywhere to put that ring, and that's probably why I won't do it. Otherwise, I would love to have that because
that's the biggest thing is the space wise thing.
Yeah.
Now when I was at Mattel, they stated that it could be, you know, condensed to like the one level of the stage and it can be mounted on a wall. And I posted about that. And then they went back and then said, oh, we didn't mean it could be mounted on a wall. We meant it could be mounted on a shelf on a wall. And I'm like, well, that's not exactly mounted, but all right.
Yeah.
There's a little difference there. That means it can be sat on a shelf that's mounted on a wall.
Exactly.
But I that got in my head and I was like, well, you know what? Maybe I can do that. Maybe I can get like a floating shelf that'll fit this and have that on a wall. It would look pretty cool. But yeah, at this point, I'm unsure. I'm unsure where I would put it, how, and I think that is a big problem. And everybody's like, oh, the Raw stage. I saw the Raw stage in person. If you think the Nitro Arena is big, the Raw stage is way bigger. I posted
Oh,
a
wow.
picture. It's literally like 3/4 the size of a human. And then people were like, "Oh, that the screen's not big enough, this, that, and the other." They literally said that they made it exactly to scale. They did all the mathematics and measurements to make it exactly to scale with the actual Raw stage, and it was over 6 feet tall
Wow.
to be in
That's-
scale with figures. And they were like, that's unrealistic, so we had to scale it down. And they were like, and it's still too big. We have to scale it down more if we're ever going to do this. But they were saying, like, the Nitro has to get funded because they need that tooling. And to start that tooling with the Raw stage is going to be even more expensive than the current. That's why they did Nitro first. They wanted to do Raw last year. But like I said, it was like over 6 feet tall, which is like there's literally no collector that has space for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody's saying, oh, they should have done Raw. It's like, it's not that easy. There's a lot more that goes into it than just should have.
Yeah.
We're like we're all at the points where like we bring home one action figure and like we got to shuffle the whole collection around,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
I bring home a couple figures and I'm like, all right, well, now I got to throw some stuff into some bins and bring it to storage because I don't have any room now.
Yeah. My stuff's on like a rotation.
Yeah. Exactly. It
And
has
then
to be. I do the same thing. Like I rotate figures in and out because you can't everything that you have. And I'm a hoarder with this stuff. I've too much fear of letting something go.
Oh yeah.
So I just like, all right, I'll throw it into bins. I have tons of bins now of just stuff that like once in a while I'll bring out for storage and put something away. But it's getting tough, man. Like to have a big stage like this, it's a big commitment for somebody. And I totally get that.
Yeah. Like I literally sat on my floor yesterday in my room looking. I bought a new Star Wars helmet and I have nowhere to put it. I'm trying to shuffle things around to put that. So it's all of us, man. It's crazy. So,
yeah. Like it's and sure, we could probably just throw it all together, but then it'll look like crap. We like it to look presentable. We like it to look, aesthetic and spaced out and because that's therapeutic to us.
Yeah.
So
right.
It's definitely an issue. The more stuff that comes out, and I feel like in all areas of collecting, there's more things being released now than ever in everything.
Yeah, they're going.
Hard to come by.
These companies they're doing everything nowadays. I'm amazed the different lines of things that are coming out. Like you never in 1,000 years would think some of this stuff would hit shelves.
Yeah.
That stage though, I mean, like I feel like that could, if you're like a wrestler, you're like that's your thing and like your collection, that'd be like the centerpiece of your collection. I
think it definitely could be. And in my personal opinion, I think it's more aesthetic and more toyetic than the Raw stage. And I was not a WCW fan growing up. I was a WWF fan at heart. I loved the Attitude Era, but for just the look of it, I do think the Nitro stage is more aesthetic and looks better. It just is what it is, but some people want that Raw stage. To me, the Raw stage is just a bunch of trusses and a curtain. Like it's not as cool as the Nitro stage, but I guess it's all about what people grew up on. People have big memories of the Raw stage.
Right.
Yeah, that old original SmackDown stage I think would be something to see if they ever did that, or maybe they have and I missed it. I don't know with the fist.
Yeah, well, they talked about that. They talked about that too. That's definitely on their radar. But like they said, like they've said, and I think people are like, oh, it's just like an empty threat. No, like really, like if this doesn't get funded, it makes it difficult for them to do another one. Right. It's not like, oh, Steve and Bill go, you know what, let's do another one. And then that's it. They have bosses too. And when your bosses sees you're failing at something, it makes it harder for them to say, oh yeah, here's the green light to go do it again. Because it costs money to produce these prototypes that they do. It takes time. It costs money to these prototypes that we're seeing, this Nitro stage. That's not a production one. That is a 3D printed prototype. Same thing with all those figures. All those figures are not production figures. Those are 3D printed prototypes. Right. And it's expensive to make. It's expensive to design. It's expensive to tool. So think about it. If you were running a company and somebody below you did a campaign for something and it completely failed, are you going to say, oh, yeah, sure, go do another one. Go waste more of our money?
Right.
No.
No.
That's what they mean by it makes it hard, because they're not in charge.
Yeah.
They have to
And
ask.
a lot of people don't think of that, including myself. That's a good point you just brought up.
They
Like,
have that same thing with, like, see this whole thing with, like, everyone's like, oh, they should have had more figures at the base. These guys are collectors too. You think they weren't like, oh yeah, like it'll do better if we have more figures at the base? No, they have to go by what they're told.
Mm-hmm.
They had to ask, like, hey, do you, like, at this point, like, it would really help if we can get Steiner at the base. Do you think that we could? They had to do a lot of talking for that, and get the okay. Like, it's not I think these guys get like a lot of heat that doesn't come back to them. This is a business, which means that they have people above them that give them the yes or no. And some of these people above them have no clue about wrestling at all. No clue about what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Like,
yeah,
like you were
point.
saying, like, you know, about people not realizing it's a business too. It's like, you know, at the end of the day, it is a business. Like, I hear all these people always talking about, you know, repaints and stuff. And it's like, well, dude, think about it. If they're going to let's say they're going to release another Hulk Hogan, why, you know, they're not going to do a brand new sculpt, you know, they're going to, and it does make, like, I don't know. It irritates me.
People get upset about, like, for instance, like you said, the Hulk Hogan. And it's like, again, they have people above them that are looking at these things. All right. And say you give your boss this list of a lineup. These higher ups, they don't watch wrestling. They need somebody that they recognize.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we know who Hulk Hogan is. We know who John Cena is. We know who The Undertaker is. We know who Rey Mysterio is. These household names, right? Mm-hmm. We all want the obscure guys. We all want the guys nobody knows. But this is a business. And they want these executives, they want these managers, they want things that they're like, even I know what that is, and I know that can sell. It is a business. Yep. And I mean, and not for nothing, I don't understand complaining about Hulk Hogan. If you don't like Hulk Hogan, that's fine. You don't want to buy Hulk Hogan. Or you had enough, don't buy him. But Hulk Hogan is one of the biggest names in wrestling history. It's for anybody who doesn't understand why Hulk Hogan is in so many lineups, or why John Cena is in so many lineups, or why The Rock is in so many lineups. I don't think there's any explanation I can give that would make them understand.
Right.
It's pretty self-explanatory, you know, like I see that, you know, you're a Star Wars fan. There's a reason why there's so much Darth Vader merchandise. There's a reason why there's so much Stormtrooper merchandise, because even the casual fan who enjoys the movies but isn't like a hardcore collector, they might want a Darth Vader helmet. They might want a Darth Vader figure. They might want a Darth Vader lightsaber. Like, this is something that appeals to the masses. And then, just like in wrestling, you'd have main eventers, mid-carders, you know. The further down you get into obscurity, the less likelihood there is of a market for it. And for instance, when they did the Goon, so many people, collectors, hated it, thought it was stupid. Like, why are we getting the Goon? He had 6 matches, blah, blah, blah. They're complaining about it. But like the guys who are hardcore collectors are like, this is great. Like, who would have ever thought we'd get a Goon figure? I can't wait to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have 2.
yeah, man. Yeah. Like there's collectors who thought that it was a waste, you know, and that it shouldn't be in there. So
because I know who the Goon is before he was the Goon. So back in the day, Bill Irwin, you know,
man. Like,
people don't know that. They're like, who the hell is this hockey player, dude? Like, they didn't watch that. They weren't part of it. So
and it's crazy to think that like he only had a figure in the AWA line, and then almost 40 years later, he gets another figure as the Goon in the Elite collection. You know, what a cool, thing. Like, to go that many years of your life, you don't have a figure, and then all of a sudden you're on Walmart and Target shelves.
Exactly.
So cool. But like, you can't please everybody, man.
No, you're never going to do that. Never.
There's a lot of collectors out there think that these companies are out here just to like cater to our needs.
Yeah.
And that's not how it works.
Yeah.
I know everybody has a wish list.
I see so many like Monday morning, managers out there that are like, oh, should have done this. This is if this would have got funded. If this, Oh yeah, of course the Nitro stage would have got funded if it had 20 figures in it.
Right.
Because then you're making money off of it. But like
Mhm.
this is a business. And what people don't understand is that this is a low quantity production.
Mhm.
When you do anything low quantity, it costs more money. If you guys went out and you were like, we're gonna get that effing figure shirts made to sell on our website. If you get 20, it's gonna be more expensive than if you bought 50.
Right.
Yep.
Per shirt. You might be paying $8 a shirt. But if you get up into the hundreds, we're gonna get like 300 shirts made. You might be paying $4 a shirt. That's the way producing anything works. CDs, t-shirts, hats, trading cards, stickers, pins, figures. That's how it works. The
Mhm.
more you buy, the cheaper each piece is.
That's right. Yep.
So they're like, oh, well, let me do the math here. These figures are $32.99 at retail. These figures at $32.99 at retail when they are mass produced. And we're talking between like 40 and like 80,000, depending on what piece it is. We're talking about this might get 5,000. So when it comes down to it, the production costs, these wouldn't be $32.99 figures.
Mhm.
They would be more than that. Not to mention the ones from the new gen sell for way higher than that. So there's a lot of factors that come into this that I don't think people think about.
Yeah.
Oh
that's a
no,
good point.
definitely
Yeah,
not.
I don't think so either. So, you've been watching wrestling a long time. Have you ever thought about getting into wrestling? Like when, at some point or before, like, did you ever have that hope to maybe wrestle or anything?
I've definitely always had that. That was like what I wanted to do as a kid. We have like home videos of me like at literally 2 years old, and I'm mimicking every wrestler from Macho Man down to General Adnan, and that's not even a joke. Like I literally just wanted to be every wrestler. That was my life. I loved it, and I thought that I was going to be this massive guy. Like my dad is huge. My dad is 6'6". He's like 250 pounds. He's a huge guy, very covered in tattoos, long hair, handlebar mustache. Like he definitely could have been a wrestler, and he wanted to be a wrestler. He's who got me into it. And I was like, I'm going to be huge. Well, my mom's 4'11", so I ended up right in the middle at like 5'10 and a half, 5'11", something like that. So I was like, oh man, like I'm too small for this. I had that Vince stigma around me. I was like, oh, like I'm not larger than life. I can't do it then. I can't do that. And now, now that I'm in my 30s and everybody is around my size for the most part, even guys that I did not realize that on TV, I'm like, oh, they're huge. And then I meet them in person. I'm like, oh, they're the same height as me. It's crazy. Like now I'm like, oh, damn, I guess I let the age-old adage of someone saying that you can't do something actually get to me. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
so growing up, a friend of the family was a guy named John Zandig, and he at the time owned CZW, and we would go to all the shows and stuff. He would and I remember like my dad was like, oh, like I wish I was a wrestler, and he was like, you're too old now. And he was like, what about the boy? And I was like, I don't know. Like I let that whole, like I said, that Vinceism get to me, that I was too small. And I was like, no. But like, I could have had like somebody point me in the direction of where to go to get trained. You know what I mean? And I didn't. And I do regret that. I think it would have been fun. I'm not saying I would have been in the WWE, but I would have loved to experience that. It's kind of like somebody who loves movies, right? Like it's a great experience to maybe one day be a production assistant, or to be an extra. Like you just want to see you want a little bit of taste of what you've always loved. And I think that would have been really cool. Now, like I have too many injuries from all kinds of stuff, sports and lifting over the years, that I just think I would be doing myself a disservice if I got in there for just taking a bump. I'd probably be out of commission for a week, 2 weeks.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's got to be. I mean, no.
I would love to feel the ropes, man. I would love to run the ropes. Get that burn on the back. Like it's definitely something I've always wanted to just experience, even if it's once.
Yeah, I definitely would love to go back in time and do that myself, man. It would be so much fun to actually love what you're doing. you know, and have
Yeah.
fun
Like,
doing it. Because you see some of these people like Sasha and Bailey and all them, and they have pictures. Like when you watch their biography, they have the pictures when they were in the, like Bubba Ray, they're in the audience and they're watching and they're meeting wrestlers just like we do and get autographs. And now they're wrestlers themselves, and it's so cool to see that backstory.
yeah.
So it's just a fun thing to see. I know when I met Sting, I'm the same size as him. Like I
Yeah.
was surprised. Like I thought he was bigger, like from
Yeah.
TV. But yeah, he was maybe an inch taller than me, but not much.
Well, yeah,
But,
you know what?
cool.
It's funny, like, because I just mentioned that, and you just mentioned that yesterday. Big E posted a picture of him and like Braun Breaker at like a baseball game,
Mhm.
and Big E and Braun Breaker are the same height. And I thought Braun Breaker was like this 6'3" guy.
Yeah.
Big E is like a little bit shorter than me. He's only like 5'9", 5'9.5". Like I was like, holy shit! Like
Yeah.
Braun Breaker is not
Yeah.
tall. He's not this giant. I thought he was.
Yeah. Well, I know when I saw Braun Breaker next to his dad and I saw them about the same size, I knew then that he wasn't that big, but because I knew Steiner was probably
Yeah.
about 5'9", 5'10", 5'11" ish, I think, somewhere around that.
Yeah,
If that.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I really thought that he was like
Mhm.
this big guy, and it really changed my whole perspective of like,
Yeah.
wow, like I guess he's not. He's like just a normal guy.
Yeah. I mean, look at the guy who's in AEW now. They call him Big Bill. He was part of the
Oh yeah, big cast, yeah.
Yeah, Big Cass, exactly. So he looks humongous in AEW, but he
Yeah.
didn't look that big in WWE because they have
No.
so many bigger wrestlers in WWE, and
Yeah.
AEW is known for the 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", 5'10" guys.
Yeah,
But
man. Like
he looks like almost. I mean, he just looks like a real giant at that point, which he didn't
He
before.
does, man. Like it's all perspective, you know what I mean? It's and I guess that's part of it is that they're like, all right, well, Braun Breaker's our guy in NXT. We're gonna put him up against a smaller guy, so he looks even bigger.
Okay. Yep.
Which is so it just like I can't get over it. I'm like, man, I like really they fooled me. They got me on that one. Like they really did. They got me.
Smoke and
But then-
mirrors. That's how they get you.
Yeah, but then I started thinking, I was like, is that why like he hasn't been bumped up yet? Is it like, all right, how are we gonna approach this? Like, we can't have him if he comes to the main roster, we can't have him just fighting Johnny Gargano all the time. Like,
Right.
what
Yeah.
like how are we gonna present this?
That's a tough one. There's a few of them like that I can think of. It's pretty tough to bring them up because, I mean, it's like who you're going to put them against. Even the Intercontinental title. I mean, you got Gunther, and he's huge. So you put him next to Braun Breaker, it may overshadow him. I don't know what they're going to do with that. They're kind of, I'm not going to say backed into a corner with a lot of this stuff, but kind of. I mean, because they have that stigmatism where you have to be really, really big, and now.
Well, it's not even that you have to be. It's just that in this, like, that's just what the audience looks at. It's like, all right, well, why would I think this guy's going to beat this guy who's 7 inches taller than him?
Right.
And like, yeah, I mean, I'll be the first to say I don't think that height necessarily dictates, all right, this is exactly going to go one way or the other. But
no, not at all.
Yeah, it's like, it's crazy, man. Like, I could not believe that he wasn't as tall as I thought he was.
I think for years and years, we all have that Vince McMahon mentality because he brainwashed us with it. So then when I say have to, it's not really have to, but it's just like embedded because I'm thinking, but now sometimes when I watch AEW on a rare occasion, I see these guys and like Adam Cole is one of my favorites, know, and, he does, he did really well in NXT. But they wanted to bring him to the main roster as a manager and cut his hair and everything else. And I'm like, no, please don't do that. That's why he walked away. He didn't want to do that either.
No, I can't. And I can't see that, man.
No.
I can't see like.
No, he has that look for a reason. It works for him. And I'm not that I'm glad he went to AEW because I'm not a huge fan of AEW, but I'm glad he didn't go the route they wanted him to in WWE. So I don't know. I guess he made the right choice for himself at that point.
Well, you have to because, again, it comes back to it's all business, right? It's business for WWE, but it's also business for these independent contractors, which is essentially what they are. So it's like a lot of people might be like, "What an idiot! He gave up, this whatever guaranteed contract and now he's going to AEW. It's like, well, listen, like, yes, that money's nice for those 3 years that he signed to, but he needs a career after those 3 years. And if he's just put backstage because his manager career isn't working out and he's waiting out the rest of his contract, that makes his career after WWE much more difficult. So you have to make those decisions for yourself. This isn't how I see myself, and this isn't what I want to be seen as, because I need a career after this. WWE isn't always forever. Of course, there's those franchise guys, right? Is Roman Reigns ever going to be in AEW? Probably not. That's a franchise boy. Right?
Well, and that also brings up a good point too. Like I always say this, and I always think about this. If Roman Reigns goes to AEW, just say in a fantasy world, he's not gonna be Roman Reigns.
No,
he can't. So now your whole branding is over here in WWE. There's so many wrestlers that happened to when they jump ship. Like Paige. We know her as Paige. When she comes out as Saraya, that's her real name. Big deal. I mean, I'm not as enthused about it because, first of all, she doesn't wrestle as much, and it's not who I know.
Yeah, and I still call him Daniel Bryan. I still do. I still refer to him as Daniel Bryan.
And I see why they do that sometimes, because it's a long, drawn out name that you don't really want to say that 1,000 times a night in the middle of a match. Yeah. Daniel Bryan is much smoother to say than Bryan Danielson.
Absolutely, and I like I said, I still call him that. But then again, at the same time, like there's guys that I would have never thought were going to get let go, and they did. I didn't think they were ever going to let go of Bray Wyatt. I didn't think Braun Strowman would ever have been on the chopping block.
Right.
Did they bring them back? Yes, but these are people that I just never thought that they were going to let go, even if they weren't doing anything with them. I thought it was we want this branding.
Yeah, I'm with you. They shocked the shit out of me with those two, especially. I mean, a few of them, even like Keith Lee and even Bronson Reed, man, kind of shocked me, because he's like the guy that they more gravitate to.
Yeah,
big guy who throws people around. They love that, and it really was weird for me when they got released.
Yeah, man. It's I like to call certain people like franchise people that will be around for a while, but you never know. You never know how long you're around for. You never know anything. So I don't blame him for looking out for himself. You got to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
So we're a little bit past the half hour.
Sorry, if you guys have a couple more questions, you can go through.
Okay, you're cool then. I just want to make sure we do good by you, brother. So I guess you have anything for him, Colin?
Yeah, I wanted to. How do you feel about the whole sale of WWE? Is there anything you're hoping for, that comes out of it, or just, ride with it and see what happens?
Yeah, I'm kind of just riding with it and see what happens. It's very interesting to me. I thought it was funny that because Endeavor they have WWE and UFC now, and I think it's funny because Jazzwares makes the UFC figures and Mattel makes the WWE figures, but they're kind of like competitors in a sense, those two companies, but they're now making figures for the same company essentially. I don't know. I didn't really think that any of this sale talk for the past however many months was going to affect the product. I saw a bunch of people when the Saudi rumor came out, saying I guess we're not getting those figures that they showed off. It's like when you purchase a company, you're purchasing everything. You don't just buy the name WWE. So all of those licenses that licensing that's out there to produce things, that doesn't just become null and void when someone buys it. It just transfers over. So all those contracts, they don't change. So I didn't think any of that stuff. I only thing I was worried about was, is at this point, is this going to change the infrastructure of the inside? Because everybody likes the way that things have been going with Triple H, and when a new person becomes the owner of the company, it's unlikely, but they could very, very easily go, you know what? We want somebody else in your position. Sorry.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, like, and that's up to them. But I don't think
Yeah.
that's happening at this point. I think they kind of, if a company's being successful and you seize it and you purchase it, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, and I think some people look at things that way. It's different if it's a dying company and you're like, I have an idea of how I can revive this and make it better. But that's not really the case here.
Yeah, and you know, with Triple H, I don't even think we've seen a glimmer of what he can do. I think this draft coming up is the beginning of the Triple H era for sure.
Yeah.
If they do it right, and if Vince stands out of the way and lets him do what he wants to do, I think he can. I think this will be the beginning of what I think most people want. So we'll see.
I hope so, and I think so too. I think, you know, that there's a lot to be done. You know, wrestling fans now they want what they want in the moment that they want it, and you know, if they don't get what they want, like everything that they're doing is wrong. And I don't really, you know, subscribe to that. Like the whole thing, like Cody not winning at WrestleMania, right? Like everybody was so pissed about it. Everybody was like, you know, everybody knew he was going to win, right?
Right.
If everybody knew he was going to win all the time, what would be the point of watching this?
Exactly. Oh yeah.
You know,
We're actually both on board with you on that. I mean,
yeah, because we did the watch along, and I said I don't think he's going to win. I have a weird feeling. Did I not, Colin? I said I have a weird feeling he's not going to win, and that's best for business. You want him to suffer a little bit.
when I was at WrestleMania night 1, I was sitting there and I it just like hit me, and I like texted my boy. I was like, "What if Cody doesn't win tomorrow?" And he was like, "Nah, there's no chance." I was like, "I don't know, man. I'm thinking about it now. I think they might keep it on Roman." And he was like, "Nah, it's not going to happen. There's no way. They have all their eggs in this basket." And I was like, "But do they? Do they really have all their eggs in Cody right now? Like, I don't know." Everybody wanted to see it, you know, so they sold the story really well and they got what they wanted. And not for nothing, there was more talk about that main event because he lost than if he did win.
Yep.
There was.
Exactly.
And it created an even bigger buzz. So people who don't understand why they did it, it's like, well, there it is.
Yeah, and I was happy, and I love Cody Rhodes, and he still is the guy. I think he still will win, but I think what they may do is they may split those titles. Roman may keep that for a long, long time, the Universal belt, and then the WWE belt might get split up from that, and then that'll be the one that Cody wins. I just don't think they want to uninvest in. I mean, look how long they've been investing in Roman Reigns. I mean, years and years of pushing him down our throats. We didn't want him.
Yep.
You know, and now that he's on top, I know he's kind of part-time, but that's okay as long as you split those belts. I think they need to be split if they're going to keep the brand split, and then let Cody grab the other one somewhere down the line somehow. What do you think about that?
Well, to me, I hate unified titles. I think it's silly because at some point they need to be split back up. And then it's like, all right, how do you do that in a way that is authentic? You know? So I have both belts. I'm the Universal Champion, I'm the WWE Champion. And then all of a sudden I've been defending these two titles together, right? And then all of a sudden one day I'm only defending the Universal or I'm only defending the WWE. How's that authentic?
Yeah, I'm not sure how they can do it.
Like, you know, it's weird. Same thing with, like, you know, the unified tag team titles. Like, all right, at some point, are Sammy and Kevin, they're only going to defend the SmackDown tag titles, or they're only going to defend the Raw tag titles? Is that what Triple H is getting at with this draft? I don't know. Is that going to be something? Is that going to be a question that's going to be answered with this? That we're drafting everything. If the, you know, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens get drafted to SmackDown, can the Raw Tag Team Champions be on SmackDown?
Yeah, see, for tag team belts and like the Intercontinental and the United States and the women's tag team and the women's belt, I think there should just be one and the champion floats.
Honestly, I agree. I think the
like
same
that.
thing, that like if you're a champion, you're not aligned to one show. You
Right.
move around. But like I said, yeah, it just creates a problem. Like how do you get one belt off a guy who has nonstop defended both?
Mm-hmm. Right. That's going to be very difficult to do.
Because
I
it
don't know
becomes,
how.
like I said, it becomes inauthentic. And then the second that Roman Reigns only defends the WWE Championship, we know.
We know. Yep.
Right? Like,
Yep,
but at some
exactly.
point, somebody has to defend only one. Unless they say no more WWE and no more Universal, it's going to become the WWE Universal Championship and it's one belt. That's the only other way that they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like they did back in the day, like who was it? Randy Orton or somebody, I forget who, had both, and then all of a sudden it just became the one belt.
I think it might have been Randy Orton, if I'm not mistaken. There was a brief period in time, well, more than brief. It was like 5 years that I stopped watching wrestling because I was just not into what was going on. But I think, if I'm thinking correctly back, it was Randy Orton with the big gold belt. Yeah.
I've never liked it. I've never liked having two titles on one person because, and if you're going to have two titles on one person, that's fine. But from the start, they should be defending one belt at a time.
Yeah, and I don't like when they're carrying 4 belts around like tag team champions. They're carrying 4 belts. It's like, just unify the bastards and make one nice belt, and that's it. Because you can still be the unified champion, but and after a while, that'll probably fall off, and you can just be called the tag team champion. Like, you know how wrestling's really good with this. They can just start gradually stop saying something, and it's in your head. And then you're like, okay, well, I didn't even notice they stopped saying that, but like 3 months ago they stopped saying that. And I think they can pull it off that way. But the world title is going to be tough because I don't know how you defend the one, like you said, and then try to get, it's going to be because I know they want to keep the one, the championship on Roman. So how the hell do you get the other one off? I don't know what they're going to do there.
Yeah, I know.
I've heard people say different scenarios, but none of them really make sense to me as a wrestling fan. I don't know.
The two things that have been floating around in my head are either the draft is going to have something to do with it, or Money in the Bank. The winner, only wants one, can only go for one of the belts, something like that. But I do think that this year's Money in the Bank, I think it has potential to be one of the best, because what I think they should do personally is, since we've built up Roman Reigns, he's got both the belts, right? He's like the unbeatable guy for so long. Money in the Bank shouldn't be these mid-card guys going for it. I think Money in the Bank's got to be all the top name guys in there.
It would make more sense that way.
You have to. That the top guys are going for this Money in the Bank. Like, trust me, I love when they give it to like those lower mid-card guys to be in this match, and you're like, oh my God, is so-and-so going to go for it? But with considering the climate of WWE, man, you got to have Seth in there. You got to have I think Logan's going to be in there. You got to have Cody in there. You got to have the big name guys all going for it. And it could be a great match.
Yeah. I would even like to have LA Knight in there.
I'm so befuddled with what they're doing with him.
Yeah, I think he's such a talent. I think he needs to be in there.
He is. I think they're unsure, and I think they're being very fickle with him. And I don't know if it's because of his age. I've seen that said a lot. I don't even think he's that old, but he's old for wrestling. But yeah, like, who else? AJ.
Even him, he seems to be just falling off the wayside. I don't know. That's like
he's one of those people that they're like, all right, we don't really have anything quality for him. Like, we don't really have anything to do with him. But he's still one of those guys. He's a big name. You know what I mean?
And the Money in the Bank the past few years has just been like Otis. That was a waste. Otis was never going to be a champion. I mean,
I still don't understand what they were doing with that.
No, I don't know what they were doing with that.
I don't think they knew what they were doing with it.
I don't believe so either. And who else was the following year? And that was a waste too.
Austin Theory won.
Yeah, he went after the United States belt. Like, what the shit was that? Like, that was the biggest shit show I ever seen. Like,
I mean, I get it. That's what I'm saying. They need people that are like the main event guys to make it believable. they knew that they weren't going to have him beat Roman.
Mm-hmm.
But Austin Theory is the future. I really do believe that. He's my guy. Guy has everything that you could possibly need to be a star in wrestling. The look, the physique, he's got the moves, he's got the mouthpiece to go with it. He's a great talk. Like, he's got literally everything. He's going to be the future of the company.
Yep.
But it's not now. It's not now. So they were like, all right, he'll go for the United States. But realistically, if you have the money in the bank and you can go for any belt, why wouldn't you go for the top belt?
Right.
It makes no sense.
Well, even the rules, it says, I think the winner of the Money in the Bank gets to challenge for the WWE Universal Championship at any time they want. Does it not? I mean,
it used to. Now it's any title.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was bad.
I want to say there was. I think it might have been a woman who won the Money in the Bank. Didn't she go for the NXT title? Somebody went for an NXT title with it, and I'm like, what a. Or they like acted like they were going to, and I'm like, what a stupid move that would be.
Was that Rhea Ripley? Maybe? No, that wasn't Rhea Ripley, was it?
I don't know. I could be completely wrong. It could have just been teased, but I was like, that makes no sense. Why would you go for essentially the developmental title if you have?
No, it was Charlotte. It was Charlotte. She did do that.
Yeah, it was Charlotte. Yeah. And it was just like, that's so stupid. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, and well, she did say that was the only belt that she didn't hold at the time ever, maybe, or something like that. But
yeah, but still, it's like, who cares?
Yeah. Who cares about going down to the developmental and winning their belt? Like,
right?
How hard can that be for you, Charlotte? Come on. Like,
yeah, you don't have Mike Trout saying, you know what? I never won the World Series of Little League. I'm going back to Little League. Like,
right. Yeah.
What the hell does it matter?
Or AAA or whatever.
Yeah, what does it matter?
That's funny,
like, you're past that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes no sense, but whatever.
We'll see what they're gonna do. They also don't they have King of the Ring coming back too as a pay-per-view, right? Or did they squash that?
I think they are bringing it back.
Yeah.
They've been doing it, I think, on TV, and I always loved the King of the Ring. I always thought it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I used to like it as a kid when it would be like almost the whole bracket. You'd watch on the pay-per-view. It'd be like, the second round on, and you would just see like it just progress throughout the whole night. It was just so cool to see that. But
yeah,
I don't know why they got rid of it, man. Those gimmick pay-per-views were so good. Instead, they do things like Extreme Rules, which, like, in theory sounds really cool, but when every match is like revolves around that, it kind of is weird. Same thing with the Hell in a Cell. I hate when they have multiple Hell in a Cells or multiple elimination chamber matches on one.
Yeah.
I remember there was the one year where it was TLC, and it was like tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs, and every match was either a tables match, a ladders match, a chairs match, or a stairs match, and it was like, this is like, I'm just not into it.
Yeah, the Hell in a Cell. The Hell in a Cell is made for a feud, and that's the last resort. Now we can't settle this. Now you're going to go in Hell in a Cell, and this is going to be pure hell. That's what it's supposed to be. But now they just throw it out there for like, well, almost challenged Seth Rollins to a Hell in a Cell, and like we don't want to see that. Like we don't need that.
And that's the thing, is that they branded it to become this pay-per-view, right, or this big event. But then you have to do Hell in a Cell, as opposed to they would make it work when they had a good feud for it back in the day. That's how it got over. That's how we liked it.
Yeah.
Instead, now it's like, all right, in 6 months, we see on the calendar it's going to be the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, so we know Hell in a Cell is going to be done then. Yeah. And they're advertising for Hell in a Cell, and then you see like a feud going on. You're like, oh, these are going to be the guys in the Hell in a Cell. And then he inauthentically challenged the guy, and I want you at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
like,
right.
We know it's coming. Like,
right.
Yeah.
We all knew it's coming.
Yeah, it's true. Like, so I heard they got rid of Hell in a Cell, the pay-per-view, which is good.
Yeah.
And I think that King of the Ring is its own pay-per-view again, from what I understand.
I'm pretty sure I saw it. But is that one of those? I could be wrong. Is that one of those like Saudi ones?
King of the Ring? Where are they doing that at? I forget what they said they were. I know they're doing a show in Puerto Rico.
That's Backlash. I can't keep track of all the stuff they do anymore.
Yeah, I know that. I have to look into that, see where they're doing the King of the Ring, but I don't think it's Saudi. I don't think it was.
Okay.
I may be wrong, but I don't think so. I think there's a Saudi show in between Backlash and
Maybe
King of
that's
the
what I'm
Ring
thinking.
because I
Maybe that's
think
what I'm thinking.
maybe
I
that's what it
didn't
is.
like when they did like the second Royal Rumble in Saudi. I thought it just like kind of fell flat for me. The one where they had Mansoor win or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't a big fan of that.
Yeah, yeah. Then now they're doing some crazy shit with Otis and that damn maximum male model thing. It's like,
Hey man, some people are into it. I'm not too into it, but it is what it is. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it must be working for somebody, but I
Yeah.
don't know. Like, you can
somebody
tell.
likes it somewhere, man.
You can
Right.
tell. You can tell the little things that Vince still has say so in. You know,
Yep.
like Backlash, Seth Rollins, and Omos. That's not a Triple H match. You know that. So he's in there somewhere. He may not be in there 100%, but he's in there fiddling with shit somehow. And
Or influencing somebody in some way. Yep. Always.
dude,
Man.
like, I appreciate everything he did in wrestling, but dude, it's time to step away, man. It's like it's not. This is not what we want anymore. You know, we don't want this type of shit anymore.
Yeah, and you know, like I've been feeling like he was out of touch for a long time. I remember when he had Roman Reigns do this like corny, like suffer and succotash line against I think it was Seth Rollins. I don't remember, but he had it. This was years ago, and I was like, "Oh man, Vince! Like, what were you thinking?" That was like that you just wrote like so corny and like embarrassing. Like, why would you have somebody say that?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like, what you think is cool hasn't been cool for 30 years, man.
or more, yeah.
Like,
Jeez.
Yeah. But at the same time, without his corniness back in the day, like I said, like remember the old Hasbro figures?
Yeah.
Like how boring would those figures be if they didn't make a Repo Man and a Skinner and all those? You know what I mean? So
yeah, man, it was a different era. You know, it was a different era. It was a different time. But now we're in 2023. Like some of these kids, they know more than I knew at that age. You know what I mean? Like there's 8-year-olds that have way more knowledge of things that they shouldn't because of the internet and the exposure that we have, that you can't insult people anymore and make things like real kiddie and childish and silly. You know, there's a time and place for everything, but to do it across the board just isn't it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Here.
Well, we really appreciate you coming and sitting down with us today.
Yeah, man.
My pleasure, man. Thank you guys for asking me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot for coming on. Thanks for staying a little bit over. I know we talked
problem.
about what we wanted to do, but I appreciate you staying on a little longer, giving us your time. And yeah, if you got to hop off now, that's fine. Just let us know. You could plug yourself before you leave. Let us know where we can find you. There's people listening, hopefully on Apple and Spotify, along with YouTube. So let everybody know, if they don't know for some odd reason, where to find you. Here's your chance.
Yeah, so I am on pretty much every platform. Instagram, TikTok at Fig Heel. On Twitter, I'm at the Fig Heel. You know, I'm everywhere. YouTube is Fig Heel. So everything is Fig Heel on all the platforms, but each platform is different. So like TikTok, I focus more on interacting with followers and like posting videos that they want to see. Instagram is like a news and collection page. YouTube is more so like top 5 figures of things, collection tours, vlogs, things like that. So I try to put different content on every single different channel as best I can. I'm on Whatnot. Whatnot is a big sponsor of mine, but at the same time, it's where I get a lot of my stuff now. eBay is, you know, that's like the tried and true. We all know to get stuff on eBay, right? Everything is cheap on Whatnot, and that's not even a gimmick. Like, even when I go on there, if I try to sell something, it ends up going for a little bit below what I want it to, right? It just is what it is, but that's the platform of it. So I love it. I'm getting so much stuff on there for cheap. That's my spot. And you can join there at whatheel.com and you'll get $15 off your first purchase. You can go over to Amazon. I have my book series up there, the checklist book, the unreleased wrestling figure coloring books. Yeah, I mean, like I'm literally everywhere. So if you just search Fig Heel in Google, it'll pop up. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of it. And give us a follow. Love interacting with people online. I always try to get to everybody. Sometimes it takes me a while to get to all my DMs, but I always try to at least respond to everybody as best I can. Just love interacting with the community. It's my biggest hobby, man. I love collecting. I love wrestling. So
Good deal.
come join me, Fig Heel.
Good deal, man. Yeah, it was fun talking with somebody who loves wrestling as much as I do, and we do watch-alongs from time to time for the major pay-per-views. So maybe I'll hit you up. Maybe you can join us on one of those sometime.
Yeah, man. Let me know.
Watch live, yeah, man. But it was a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Again, thank you for your time. We'll send you off now, and thank you again.
All right.
But we're gonna stick around here and talk to the chat a bit. So,
All right.
Big Heel,
Thanks,
I
guys.
appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Take it easy.
Definitely.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, chat. What do you want to talk
Going on,
about?
chat.
We expected to have a half an hour with you, chat, so we'll do this again. Another point. I think May 7th, we do not have a guest as of yet, so we may dedicate that to the entire show to the chat and try to maybe get a giveaway going and stuff like that and see what's happening. But any questions from the chat? Anybody want to jump on for a few minutes? I got about 10 minutes I can waste right now on before I go and get my day started. Not waste, but you know what I mean. Spend. And yeah, whatever you want to do, guys. Let us know what you want to talk about.
Definitely hit 1,500 followers on Instagram. You got more than me.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
jealous,
You should be
dude.
running this show, dude. Yeah.
Yeah,
How do you
Duffin's
not
gonna
have a
take
show?
over.
Yeah, he's taking over. Congrats on that, man. I got like almost 600 finally, but 15. Wow.
I'm just under 15.
Yeah. For the longest time, I didn't like before I got into the toy thing again, I wasn't really using Instagram because I really didn't really care for it a whole lot. But the more I get to know it and use it, I like it. I don't even use Facebook anymore.
Yeah, Mega Demon. I just heard that too. I actually thought about bringing it up, but conversation didn't really go that route. So
yeah, Ted DiBiase Jr. was named in the Mississippi welfare scandal, huh? Yeah, I didn't hear about that either. I didn't hear about it.
yeah,
I
don't know much about it. I know about it because of Favre.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Has anybody seen the new Evil Dead movie yet?
I have not.
Man,
I want
I'm
to
dying
see
to
it.
see it.
I'm not good at going to the movies a whole lot. Has anyone in the chat seen it?
I was thinking about just getting it on the streaming service, but I didn't. I don't know. I didn't want to spend $20 on something and not know.
Yeah, you could probably get it for 20. I heard mixed reviews on it. I heard that it's a little different than the others, but they're still trying to pay homage somehow in the movie to the other movies. So that's at least a little hope there. They're still paying homage to the originals. But yeah, I want to see that one for sure.
Yeah,
Duffman says everyone keeps asking me to start a YouTube, but there are plenty of people who do dioramas on YouTube. Yeah, but Duffman,
it
I
could be
think
you
should
though,
do
man. You might be the one that stands out. You know.
Yeah, if you do something different, and always take that chance, man. If you can, if you have that talent. If I had that talent, I would definitely do more of that kind of stuff on my channel. I'm not a very crafty person. I like to get better with it. I like to customize figures, but the dioramas you make, from what I saw, dude, they're amazing, man. You should definitely put them out there more. It'd definitely be worth it.
I think the hardest part is just learning to talk to the camera like it's a person. You know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I still have that problem. It's like I never know where to look either when I'm doing like an unboxing, and I'm like finding myself looking up a different way because I'm not know what part of the
Actually,
phone to
you know
look
what
at.
would probably be cool, Duffman, is what you should do is start a YouTube channel, but do it where you do like live streams where like we can go on and we can just work on dioramas like together, you know, so that way you can feed off of each other and talk, but it would still be your channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can call it Dialiva. Oh my!
It would just be like all live streams, but you have the camera set up. Like I see some people doing it on Instagram once in a while. I think that would be cool. You could have different people on all the time, or I mean,
Yeah.
obviously,
And-
it'd probably be some of the same people, but
And you know,
that
if a
way you
lot of
have-
people are asking you to do it, you're probably going to get a pretty good following right away because they're waiting for you to do that so they can see your work. So that would be a good start since they're asking.
I think I'd at least start with the live. That'd be cool. I mean,
Yeah.
or you could even focus on like on short stream, like short videos, like doing. It sucks on YouTube because you can only do it. The longest you can go is fucking 1 minute, but like showing just step by, like, oh, this is how you make bricks, or you know what I'm saying. Those trees you're working on are badass, dude. You got me. I want to get the branches so I can make some of those trees for my predators.
He says maybe once he gets moved into the new place. Sorry about your friend Mega Demon, who definitely sad to hear anybody who loses things in the fire, especially the dog. I mean, that really breaks my heart
Oh,
there.
wow.
But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, that's really, yeah.
My heart goes out to them and the family. I hope they recover and bounce back on their feet soon. Yeah, Duffman, back to your comment about moving into a new place. Definitely get settled into something you can focus on and have that comfort zone. So maybe it is a better thing to wait till you get into the new place and settle in. That way you have that continuity, and you'll be settled in.
So I started picking up. I got almost the whole wave of Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know that surprised me. You were going Marvel Legends, but I see that's one show you do like, one movie,
Yeah, this is the one Marvel series I like, and I wanted all of them. Dude, so
I paid attention to your video, dude. I know what you said. See, I
go to Target, right, and they have Groot there, right? They wanted $50 at Target for him.
I seen that. He's huge though,
You
right?
go online though, on Target's website, he's 38.
Oh yeah, I don't know why they do shit like that. I guess they figure they're saving people gas. I don't know what the hell they're thinking, but
The one thing I'm really excited about right now, though, I'm gonna do a review today. Is this Angus Young from ACDC?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's the one where you got with all the shit in the box, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he was giving you a special bonus, dude. Who knows? Did you contact him yet?
I don't know. I sent him a message, but he didn't. I got some stickers in.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we'll be giving them stickers out at, and I'm getting my stickers made for the JMC Collects channel also, but we're going to give those and the Well That FM Figure stickers out at ICCC. So if anybody's out going to be there, come say hi. We'll give you a sticker. Maybe you can get a shirt. We never know what we have on us. We're going to have some stuff. So,
dude, I did that review on that Beast Kingdom Joker. Dude, I'm impressed by it.
It looked good in the video.
I've heard people talk shit about Beast Kingdom, and yeah, every company is gonna have a shitty figure they put out or whatever. But I just picked up 2 Beast Kingdom figures for the first time ever.
Like you said in the video, they package them like hot toys.
Yeah,
I'm really impressed with the packaging.
I don't know how you can be a Marvel Legends collector talking shit about Beast Kingdom. I'm in awe right now. I'm not going to name any names, but I don't know. Fucking McFarlane.
Colin's seen the Mario movie. Anybody else see them? Did you see the Mario movie, you and your son yet, Colin? Was he into that, or?
He really wants to see it. I haven't taken him yet. I think I just got a message from his mom. It sounds like she wants to take him today.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet either. I'd like to see it. It's just not something that I'm gonna take myself to the movies unless I bring the grandkids and watch it. But I haven't done that yet. But I want to see it. I have the figures, and I love Mario Brothers. I mean, I grew up on that, so definitely want to check it out. Yeah. So
convenience fees. I love convenience fees.
Yeah, so that's probably, like I said, man, they're giving you the convenience of here's $50. It's $50 here, but you don't have to drive to the store or search for it. You have it right here in front of you online, or you can drive to the store and drive yourself crazy trying to find one. And by the time you do, you probably paid $100 in gas trying to search for one. I've been there too. So
I have to review my Beast Kingdom King Shark today too.
Yeah.
He's a big boy. Oh, McFarlane Toys, dude. I'm done. I'm done with McFarlane. I had to email them about something. Oh my god, dude. What biggest fucking shit show fucking response I've ever gotten from a company ever in my life. And then what, dude, what do they use for shipping? Do they use the fucking Pony Express? Like, I've had stuff come from China
Yeah.
fast,
Yeah.
like within days, but McFarlane
Yeah.
can't, dude, I don't.
Yeah, I
I'm
see
done.
you got your Space Runners shirt. I didn't get mine yet. Eben sent me the it was funny because he sent me the tracking and I couldn't click on it. So it didn't say the tracking number, it just said click here for tracking. But it said it would be here by yesterday's date. And I was like, I messaged him. I was like, dude, I don't know if it got lost or not, but it wasn't here. You better check your tracking because I don't want you to get screwed out of the money. So he checked it and it said it was weird because it was 12 minutes in between each other. It was saying San Diego and Baltimore. And I'm like, how the hell could that be? So I don't know what's going on with that. But he said that company really should have sent the glass and the shirt at the same time. It was really weird the way they did it. But I'm just hoping that he didn't, anything didn't get lost for his sake, But let's see. Let me see.
Convenient. I don't know. The convenience thing's a fucking scam.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for I should have the Batmobile and Batman tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. The other thing about ordering online for $50 is you order for $50, you pay for $38 in the store, but the $50 one in mail, it'll be all battered up. You don't know what you're gonna get.
No, the one in the store was $50. The one in the online was $38.
Wow. Yeah.
From Target.
Yeah. But still, you get a $38 one that smashed to shit. You keep shit in boxes anyway, but
I'm gonna crack all these guys open today. I can't wait.
That's what cracks me up. Like I watch people's videos sometimes. Do you get this too? Like, and people are like, "Oh, this box is tore to shit," and then I'm like, "You're an open box guy. Why are you worried about the box? Don't worry about it. You're gonna open it anyway and throw the box away. So why worry about it?"
Oh, what's up, Carlos? I didn't even see you there.
What's up, Carlos? Hope you feel better, brother.
Do you have Mint Mobile? My brother uses Mint Mobile. I've never.
I thought that was a typo. I thought he meant Sprint. I don't know what the hell Mint Mobile is. What the hell is that?
That's the one that what's his name owns. Ryan Reynolds, or used to own it. I don't know if he still does.
Oh wow! I didn't
you remember the stupid commercial?
I stick with good old Verizon. No,
they had a dude. So I gotta post a toy on video. I haven't done one in like a couple of weeks, but I got footage that I've been saving up. They must have got a NECA shipment at the Target. There was like, I'm not shitting you, 30 Frankenraffs. I'm like, okay, you don't like the whole line is out now. You couldn't send like a few of every of them, all characters. You can only send fucking Raph.
Yeah.
The one that's been out for a year and a half.
I was watching JB's video. I think it was JB's video, and on his shelf in his Walmart or Target, it was he had almost every one. They had some Frankenraff, they had some Mummy, they had the Bride of Frankenstein. I'm like, holy shit, they got a variety, not just 30 of one character.
Oh, they had the school gremlin, which I've never seen in store. That's the school gremlin and the Olympic gremlin. I never even knew they came out. I just seen them online one time, but they have the school gremlin at my Target right now.
Yeah.
He's got like hat and jeans and a shirt on. It's funny. It's really cool. I know Duffman knows what I'm talking about. Trying to think of what else. Oh, I still got to review that damn Spider Gremlin. I need to do I got to start doing lives at night where I like Dave does on his channel where he just opens stuff.
Yeah, we haven't done an unboxing in a while. We should do that one weeknight. Maybe we'll jump on one night this week and just get some viewers on camera with us and talk some shit and open some stuff with maybe some of them. What do you think?
Hell yeah. Oh, Duffman, how did you like him? Like, is he cool out of the box? I gotta get him. It's just weird that now they're. I don't know. I find like I wish they'd release some of those other gremlins. Like I want an Ultimate George gremlin, the one with the cigar. He's like the newscaster. That's my favorite gremlin. I wish they would do a life size one of him.
I've seen some people. I think Kyle Peterson on his video, the Phantom was on the shelf. So I have to check my targets. Maybe today while I'm out and about, I have somewhere to go soon, but I have to check the shelves for that's the only one I need right now that's out. And you need the Invisible Man, right?
He's on his way. He should be here any day.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you're waiting to your move. Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, I really hope George comes soon. I need a new George. I hope they do an ultimate. It'd be cool if he came with like the desk and shit, like the whole newscasting stuff. That would be awesome. Are you talking about the life size one, Duffman? Because I don't know. That's got to be the one I'm thinking of. That's got to be it. Yeah, I was excited for that. No, I didn't. I didn't get the tattoo one yet. I was really excited for that damn Batmobile and Batman, but from all the pictures I've seen, I think it looks like crap.
Yeah,
The Batmobile looks like a piece of just like those, like a cheap fucking car, like from back in the day you'd play. You know, it's got the rod going through with the wheels on it.
Yeah, I know exactly.
The bottom's just completely shiny plastic. Dude, it looks horrible.
Yeah, there's no.
I don't know why there's so much hype around it. Like,
I think
people are like, "Well, it's the price." I'm like, "Well, who's asking for cheap, shitty toys?" Like, I don't get that.
Somebody was selling one of those big gremlins like you have, not on Instagram, like on one of those stores, but I forget.
Well, Duffman, you got to send those pictures to me, dude. What's up, Captain? I saw you in there earlier. I just didn't get a chance to say what's up. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, I got to jump off of here, man. Are you going to stay on?
No, I guess we can go. We can cut it.
Okay.
Unless somebody wants to jump on with me.
Anybody want to jump on with Colin? I got to run. Got some plans today, but if anybody wants to jump on, you got about 30 seconds to decide, and then we're going to sign off. But thanks for everybody in the chat.
Otherwise, we'll probably do a show during the week or something.
Yeah, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know. One of those days, me and Colin will talk and decide what day. And if anybody wants to jump on with us those days and open some stuff, or just talk, or just shoot the shit, we'll let you know ahead of time. I'll post it on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get my George Gremlin. It's just a matter of time. It seems like they're trying to do all of them.
Mm-hmm.
The bar gremlin
going twice, and we will see you this week sometime. But next week on Sunday we have Seth Bayer formerly known as What's Poppin', but Seth Bayer will now be on the show as I think it's our first returning guest. But we had so much to talk about with him. We ran out of time last time, and we decided to have him back, and he agreed. So next Sunday, 9 a.m., Seth Bayer will be on, and we'll talk about his return and everything that's going on with him. And for now, that's what effing figures. And we will see you sometime during the week and definitely next Sunday at 9 a.m. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Thanks, Colin. We'll see you guys.
See you guys later.